All right, so we're going to be factoring in this chapter, and it's a pretty useful thing for solving some problems. Real quick, I want to explain this video. We're going to be factoring when a equals 1, and this a thing, when we have quadratics, we nickname the coefficient from x squared a, and so it's ax squared plus bx plus c. So in this video, if we have something like x squared plus 8x plus 12. That's what we're going to be factoring in this video. The c value is 12, the b value is 8, and if there's no number out in front, remember that's just 1x squared. Right? So let's try to factor this thing real quick. And when I say factor, we're going to be basically doing foiling, but backwards. We're undoing foiling. And what we want is, this is our b value and this is our c value. We want things that multiply to our c value and add up to our b value. And if we can figure out what those two numbers are, we'll be in the clear, right? So our c value is 12, so I want things that multiply to 12 and add up to 8. So I'm going to start with this multiplication list, right? Things that multiply to 12. 1 and 12 will do it. 2 and 6 will do it. 3 and 4, 4 and 3, 6 and 2, 12 and 1. Now these are kind of redundant, right? There's a whole bunch that come up twice. And later on that'll become more important than it is right now. So these are all the numbers that multiply to 12. Let's see what they add up to. This one adds up to 13, 8, 7, 7, 8, and 13. So we need them to add up to 8. So I know it's not this one, this one, this one, or this one. So you could choose either 2 and 6 or 6 and 2. In this problem, I mean, they're going to be the exact same for us, right? So 2 and 6 are kind of the numbers that make those both true. They both multiply to 12 and add up to 8. So if I want to factor this thing is x, it's a positive 2, right? And a positive 6. So this right here is my final solution. These things are very easy to check. Let me just show you. If I have x plus 2, x plus 6, if I wanted to check it, I want to just FOIL this thing out and see if I get that. And this will make it more clear why I have to multiply to 12 and add up to 8. Watch this. So if I do my first, that's x times x squared, plus 6x, plus 2x, and 2 times 6 is 12. So you see how these two numbers multiplied to 12, and these two numbers, 6 and 2, they add together to be my b value of 8. They get a little bit more complex than that, and I'll show you real quick. What if we had something like, a little bit messy here, if we had something like this, if our problem was x squared minus 4x, we'll do minus 12. Okay, so in this problem, the same thing applies. Negative 4 is our b value, and negative 12 is our c value. So what we want to do is we want to find things that multiply to negative 12 and add up to negative 4. So I'm going to go through my list here. Negative 12, negative 1 and 12 will do it. Negative 2 and 6 will do it. Negative 3 and 4, negative 4 and 3, negative 6 and 2. So it seems really familiar from the last problem, right? Now we want to run through all those options because negative 1 and 12 will add up to negative 11, so they don't work. Negative 2 and 6 will add up to 4, but we want it to add up to negative 4, so that won't work. These add up to 1. We want negative 4. This is negative 1. Still no dice. Here we go. Negative 6 and 2 are the ones that work. So our solution is x minus 6 because it's a negative 6. X plus 2. Same thing applies. We can FOIL this back out to see if we did it right. X times x. So this is our solution. We're done right here. Everything else we're doing is just checking. So if I want to multiply this out, I'll get x squared plus 2x minus 6x minus 12. So that's x squared minus 4x minus 12, combine those like terms. And that's where I started with, right? So I didn't break anything. Probably the one that I see students get most confused on is a problem if it was like this. Let's do one where it's x squared minus 7x, and we'll keep that plus 12, right? So same as in the other problems, we want things that multiply to 12, and they have to add up to negative 7. Okay. So things that multiply to 12, we've been through this list before. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, 4 and 3, and so on. Okay, my issue is that if I add these together, that's 13, that's 8, that's 7, that's 7, that's 8, that's 13. None of these add up to negative 7. So this list, 1 times 12 is 12. There's a little quick fix that you have to make with this. Since none of these are going to add up to a negative, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make this a negative 1, make this a negative 1, and this a negative 12. Negative 1 times negative 12 is still positive 12. Negative 2 times negative 6, negative 3 times negative 4, and so on, all the way down the list. A negative times a negative will still be a positive, but when I add these two together, that'll make this a negative 13, a negative 8, a negative 7, and so on. So you can see that negative 3 and negative 4 are our answers. So I've got my my two numbers. Try foiling that out and see if you get the same result.